Hi Aquarius, this is your August forecast for 2020. And the first thing I did is I drew the Mist of Avalon Oracle cards and we drew Bridget. And pretty much Bridget is saying, Aquarius, you have to find your passion in life again. You feel like everything's repetitive, that you can't find your joy. You need to find that passion. And I'm here to tell you that spark comes from within. Nobody else can put that spark in you but yourself. Now, on the 1st, we have Mercury in Cancer in the 6th house, opposing Pluto in Capricorn in the 12th house. And for you, it's time to strip away trying to be perfect. Nothing in life is perfect. And because you seek perfection all the time, it's starting to take a toll on your mental health. You're never going to find perfection. The only thing that, you just have to do your best. But in doing your best, it's never going to be perfect. So stop trying to be perfect. Then on the 2nd, we have the moon in Leo in your 7th house, squaring Uranus in Taurus in your 4th house. And your partnerships have had a need in their life to shine in the partnerships that they're in. And because of this, it has made some changes in your family on the home front. And the very foundation that you have relied on in your family and in, what you've always done, they're changing because your partnerships are changing. It's not that they don't care about you or that they're still not, there for you. But they have their own path to walk just as you do. And they'll be with you, but you have to let them walk their path too. And just know, I get it. You have a lot of changes going on in the family structure and around the home. And when that happens, everything can feel like it's unsure of the direction. Because, for me, when my family life isn't going in the direction that I want it to go in, then, my life just doesn't seem to be on very stable footing for myself. But know that they're still with you. It's just that they have their own journey. And yes, they're in partnerships with you. But you've got to accept that these things are going to change in your life because they need to grow too into being what they want to be in life. Now, on the 3rd, we have our full moon in Aquarius. That is your 1st house. And pretty much Aquarius, you're going to be ending, things in partnerships that aren't healthy for you anymore. Okay, that things are changing, and you're ready to let it change because you want healthy partnerships. Then on the 3rd also, we have got Mercury, okay, in Cancer in your 6th house, and that is opposing Saturn in your 12th house. And pretty much it says here, with Mercury in Cancer in the 6th house, you're somebody who loves perfection. Well, that's because you're such a hard worker. And I get that. Okay, I understand that you work hard and other people see that you work hard, but because you seek perfection in others, it's affecting your partnerships at work, and it's also affecting your mental health because nobody can be perfect. Now, on the 4th, okay, we have Mercury moving into Leo, into your 6th house. And you're somebody who's very happy when they can think creatively. And you are thinking creatively right now, and you're thinking about, the steps you want to take in your work life and with your health. And, because you are somebody who's emotionally connected to your work. And, again, that goes on to the 7th because we have Venus moving into Cancer, into your 6th house. And that just pretty much says it. You are emotionally connected to those that you work with. And because of that, they feel like family to you. You just are comfortable with those that you work with. So, you're able to communicate with them emotionally because there's emotional bonds there. Now, on the 13th, we've got Mars in Aries in your 3rd house, squaring Pluto in Capricorn in your 12th house. And pretty much you've got to stop being impulsive with your communications with others. This behavior, they're not accepting it in the way that you're communicating with them. And, it pretty much, you have to communicate in a way that is doing what it's good for everyone, and not just getting your point across, because in getting your point across, you're losing people, okay? And it's just something you've got to learn how to do, is communicate with others in a matter that is going to help them and not make them, feel like there's something wrong with them. So you're looking at the way you communicate with others. And then on the 15th, we've got Uranus in Taurus, retrograding in your 4th house. And again, you've been going through a lot of changes with your family. And, because of this, the structures are changing. And that's okay. You've just got to revamp everything there, and you will, because you're going to be thinking about all the changes that have been happening with your family and at home. And you're going to get, it's not going to be bam, bam, bam anymore. It's going to be a little slower pace while it's retrograde. You're going to be able to get your bearings somewhat there. Now, on the 18th, we have our new moon, okay? And, let's go back to the 16th. We've got Mercury moving into Leo in the 7th house, and that is trining Mercury in Mars in the 3rd house. And you're finally communicating, your communications are getting heard, in your partnerships, because you're being playful, you're being joyful, you're being happy. You're not being so dictatorial. You're not wanting everything your way. You're opening yourself up to these partnerships. And that has to be done in order to move forward in your partnerships in a way that's going to make everybody happy. Then in the 18th, we have our new moon in Leo. And for you, that's the 7th house. And you're definitely going to have new beginnings in partnerships that will let you expand creatively. These partnerships are going to bring you joy. They're going to bring you happiness. And because of that, you see the love that's all around you. Now, on the 19th, we have Mercury in Virgo in the 8th house. And pretty much you're thinking before you speak in your most intimate relationships. And it's helping. Because you're not just spurting out things. It's not hurting other people's feelings. Okay? So you have to think before you talk to everyone in an intimate situation. And intimate situations aren't just, your wife or your husband. They're your business partnerships. They are people that are your friendships. It's anybody that you have a partnership with and that you're intimate with. Then on the 19th, we have Mercury moving in. We just did that. Then on the 22nd, we have the Sun moving in to Virgo in the 8th house. And because of you taking your time and thinking before you speak, now you're be able to implement your plans that you have. Because these are your most intimate relationships and you don't want to hurt them. And when you speak without thinking, you do. And you've learned that. So now you're backing up and thinking before you speak to others. But then on the 24th, you've got Mars again in Aries, and that's your 3rd house of communication. And that is squaring Saturn in Capricorn in the 12th house. And, the structures around you know, and they see it, that you're so aggressive in your communications because you're unsure of yourself. So you get all frantic and aggressive with others because you want your way, because you're not sure if you can do things on your own. But, know that you can. And you have to stop being aggressive in your communications with others. It's just not working anymore. Then on the 27th, and just realize again that when you keep getting aggressive with others in your communication, and I know that it's because you're insecure about some things. Well, when you act that way, it makes others doubt who you are and what you are really about, because you are a good person at heart. But when you get aggressive in your communications, people don't want to be around you. And now we'll move on. On the 27th, we've got Venus in Cancer in the 6th house, and it's trining Neptune in Pisces in the 2nd house. And, just know that you're really skillful at what you do for work. You put in the work, so therefore you are skilled in what you do. And because of it, you tap in to those inner talents, which, because you have higher ethics and morals than the other average person, it lets you prosper more than the average person. But you got to keep living up to those ethics and morals in order for you to prosper. Now, on the 29th, we have Mercury in Virgo in your 8th house, and that's trining Jupiter in Capricorn in your 12th house. And again, by thinking before you speak, with those that are closest to you, because it is the 8th house, it's all about your intimate relationships. You're going to see the silver lining in all of this. People will feel good to be around you, because people want to feel good. And when you are browbeating them with the things that you say, they don't want to be around you. But if you think about what you want to say before you actually say it, and deliver it in a message that is healthy for everybody, then they very much enjoy being around you. And, just realize when you make people feel good, then you feel good, okay? But if you make people feel bad about who they are, then they're going to try to make you feel bad about who you are. So you've got to learn how to communicate in a way to where everybody's getting what they want. Now, I don't mean feed them a bunch of lies, because that's just not who you are. But you can learn how to say it in a way that's not going to hurt people's feelings either. And you can come off as being a little abrupt with people because you just feel like you don't have time to deal with them. Well, guess what? You attract what you put out in the world. And if you feel that you don't have time to deal with them, they're not going to have time to deal with you. So if I can say anything to you this month, Aquarius, it's find that passion within you and flick that spark to let that light come alive. But do it in a way that when you are speaking your truth, do it in a way that doesn't hurt other people's feelings, because people want to be around you when you're compassionate with them, when you're loving. But when you're abrupt, they're going to walk away. So I love you, Aquarius, and we'll see you in October. Have a great day, great month. Love ya.